If you know you're going to be doing the same type of cleanup every month, because every month you get data that's not quite right, it's probably better to set up a cleanup table. We refer to them as a translation table. A translation table is something like this. So you'll notice I've got a list of names, and you'll see Washington appears many times like that. And next to it is the name we expect to see. This is what we want to see. And we'll show you how we use this just now. But first, what's a quick way to create this? Well, firstly, what we can do is we take the data which has a lot of duplicates and incorrect spellings. So what I can do is I can copy it. And for now, I'd normally put it onto a new sheet, but for now, I'm just going to put it here. And then just to get all the unique items out of this, under data, you'll see something called remove duplicates. If I click on it, I'm going to say that's fine. I want to remove all the duplicates in here. When I say OK, what it does, it goes through, deletes all the duplicates, and just leaves us with the unique values. So this list here, you'll see now, is that exact list there. So this is all the items that appear in here that are unique. We now need to tell Excel what it must do when it sees that version of Washington and that version, etc. So when I delete this, the next step, unfortunately, is a bit manual. You now need to go through this and figure out what do I want to see. So you'll see I've used that as my Washington, and then wherever there's a version of Washington, I've then pasted the correct version over here. So this is a way to set up the translation table. You can use the filter, the data filter, just to make it a bit easier, but unfortunately for the first time you do this, you will have to go through and get this correct. Now that you have it set up, then what you can do is you can use a VLOOKUP to introduce a column that is the clean data, the one you want. Now you'll notice that we leave the original in. It's always useful to have the original, just in case it's a mistake. But for now, we just want to create a VLOOKUP. So we're going to say, we're going to use VLOOKUP. We're going to tell Excel, look up what you see there in this new translation table we've set up. And notice I leave a bit of space here for new items that'll fit in. Put my dollar signs on. We want to pull through column 2. And we're going to tell it must be exact. So we're going to use false. When we say OK, you'll see that's pulling through the same item. I can copy it. And what this now means is when you go down here, you'll see it knows that that embassy, Washington, D.C. must actually be seen as Washington, D.C. So the lookup saying, look for that in this list and pull through the correct item. Although the first month may be difficult, when you do the second month, what should happen is, for example, if someone now spelled London with an E in there, you'll get a NA message. You now know that you need to tell Excel what that is. And for example, I would go add it to the drop-down list, tell it how it should come through, and you'll see it's now bringing through the correct item. So once you've done the initial setup, it should be just adding the new items. So this site contains the information in its, let's call it ugly format, and this is now the version you want to see it, which can then be graphed, pivoted, and put on a dashboard.